I'm going to mute some people here. Okay. So good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at, you guys. So I'm Phyllis Anderson. For those of you, the new people on here I don't recognize, I'm an Emerald Ambassador. And I just want to welcome you today and to our team call, our end of the month team call. We have a super, super special guest with us today. Her name's Amy Paul. She's a Diamond Ambassador with the company, and I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to turn it over to Amy. She's going to share some nuggets with us today.
Okay, well, hi guys. How are y'all? I see Gaby on here. How are you? I've known her since Alaska, so it's pretty cool. Hi Barbie, I see you just hopped on. Hi Mary. I see a lot of familiar faces actually, but some of you might not know who I am. And so they're going to train you on what we do with Plexus and systems that we have in place. But this afternoon, I just want to share with y'all a little bit about my story, how I got started with Plexus, and let y'all know that anyone can do this. Like when they say I'm a Diamond Ambassador, I started out, my husband sold cars on the island of Kauai. I was a homeschool mom of 7 kids. I am prior Air Force. So I served 7 years, active duty Air Force intelligence, got my bachelor's degree, got my master's degree, and thought, you know, I'm staying home with my kids. That's what I felt God had called me to do. I didn't want a business, but I started taking these products. I trusted a girl from my church in Alaska, and I started taking them, and I ended up losing 20 pounds after my 7th baby. I had tons of energy. I got off an antidepressant that I'd been on for, I don't know, I think I got on it at the age of 21. I'm 38 now, and I've been on Plexus for 4 years. So probably 14 years I was on an antidepressant. I always struggled with my weight, up 5 pounds, down 5 pounds, down 10 pounds. And basically, I could never lose the weight unless I replaced meals or didn't eat 3 meals a day. And I like to chew. I don't like meal replacements. I don't really care for shakes. I will drink a shake if I have to, but I would find myself getting irritated and thinking, is this the way I have to live forever? And so when Plexus came into my life, I loved it. It fit in super simple and easy. I don't live off of coffee anymore. And then I took the products, guys, for 7 months before I decided to share, because I thought I didn't want to be one of those people. I had such a negative thought process in my head of network marketing. I could not stand being hounded for things. Like people would come to church and like invite me to their Mary Kay parties and their Tupperware and their jewelry. And we're budgeting. Like we don't have all this extra money to spend on stuff. And so I actually had like I had never seen anyone successful either. I had never seen anyone actually make money doing it. I'd seen husbands get mad at their wives because they have all this product in stock in their house and they can't get rid of it. And then, you know, just another thing. So it took me 7 months before I finally said, okay, fine, I'll post on social media. I did not have a lot of Facebook friends. I probably had 150 Facebook friends when I posted. And all I did was post my story, and I had to get 3 customers and 3 ambassadors to join my team, and Plexus was giving away an iPad for Christmas. And I won my kids an iPad for Christmas. And my first paycheck was like $900. And I thought, oh my goodness, I just made $900 from home, homeschooling my kids, posting on social media. And I thought, I can do this. And at the time, a girl in my church in Alaska, her name is Elizabeth Spohn, who is a girl Stephanie signed me up, and then Elizabeth Spohn, she told me she was making $60,000 a month. And I thought, what? She's like 26 years old. She was a homeschool kid, a wallflower. She's a great friend, but she doesn't have that extroverted personality. And I thought, if she can do it, surely anyone can do this. And so I just started sharing, and within a year and 2 months, I hit the top rank of the company, which is a Diamond Ambassador on the small island of Kauai. I grew my whole business on a small island. My first event, if that's what you want to call it, had 3 people there. That's it. If I would have been discouraged and given up, I wouldn't be where I am now. A diamond makes approximately $500,000 a year. So you go from my husband's pay, which was decent, $150,000 a year. That's pretty good. I mean, I think that's good. We had an Airbnb on Kauai, and we were budgeting, but it's not $500,000. And then 6 months after that, my husband went diamond. So that's another $500,000. I have since re-entered the company and I'm going through again and I'm almost a Ruby. So this company does not differentiate between degrees or how many kids you have or anything of if you have a high school diploma, if you didn't graduate, whatever. It doesn't differentiate. It's how much you love people, how much you care about people. This is not salesy. If you try and be salesy, you will not be successful in this company. You have to have a genuine love for other people, their health, and their success. Where do your friends, when you look at them, do you see that mom of 2 or 3 struggling every day, living off of coffee like I was? Do you see that dad that's working the night shift as a fireman and he can barely make it home driving? You're scared for his safety driving home at night because he just has no energy and he's worn out. Finances, breaking up marriages, kids can't go to certain schools or play certain sports because you just don't have anything left. The average American lives paycheck to paycheck. That's what it is. So if you can have a little extra cushion by sharing a product that actually works and has an amazing compensation plan to go with it, why would you not do it? For me, it was pride. I did not want to be one of those people. But once I put it out there, once I started researching and figured out we have the #1 probiotic on the market, I have no makeup on right now. And you probably can't tell because I just like the screen might not be great, but I have always had bad skin, always. And now I don't even have to wear makeup anymore because the Joyome is amazing and the probiotic has healed my gut. So my skin looks good. I look better at 38 than I did when I was in my 20s. And so that is because I have been on these products for 4 years. 4 years. So when people say, oh, am I going to have to be on this forever? Well, you try and go off and balance your blood sugar naturally. It's not going to happen. You're going to start craving your soda or cupcakes or candy or whatever it is because you can't balance your blood sugar naturally. So these products changed my life. The business, I now live on a plantation in North Florida with our 7 kids. My husband retired 2 or 3 years ago. We don't have to worry. We just got back from a 10-day vacation in Hawaii, 4 first-class tickets, 2 rooms at the Ritz-Carlton, 2 rooms at the Grand Wailea. We own 2 Lexuses. I mean, guys, I was a homeschool mom of 7 that budgeted everything. I lived out of envelopes. Have y'all heard of the Dave Ramsey budget? I would live out of envelopes. I had to, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. You should be a good steward of your money no matter how much you have. But it is such a blessing that God saw fit to use me and for me to just stay consistent and not let the haters. And I will tell you, there are people in your life that are going to come in and say, oh my goodness, you're blowing up my Facebook account. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're doing that. Who cares? They don't pay your bills, okay? Who cares? We're your new friends. Look around this call and we're your encouragers, we're your cheerleaders because we believe in you. We believe that the reason you joined Plexus and you took time out of your Saturday to get on this call is because you see a different vision for your family, right? You want more. And that can only happen if you just take that negativity, you take those people that obviously they must be jealous that they have time to sit around and look at your Facebook and make fun of you or whatever they're doing. But don't let it get to you guys because your whole family's life can be transformed and no one laughs at me now. No one. There is no one laughing at me now. So you just have to keep thinking that. Like, how much do you want this? Be consistent. Share with everyone you know. Everyone. And so Phyllis asked me how I got started. I could talk forever Plexus because I love it. So I'm only going to take like 2 more minutes. But when I sign somebody up, the first thing I tell them to do is post on social media. Guys, that is your platform. You don't go to work and clock in with Plexus. Like, if Phyllis signs you up, Phyllis isn't saying, okay, show up at my house, clock in and clock out, and we're going to work 8 solid hours. It's not like that. This fits into the nooks and crannies of your life. So while you're scrolling Facebook, you're just going to make a post. And that post instantly, as soon as you sign up, you get your people posting. And most people will say, no, Mary, I don't want to make a post until I have results. And you're going to continue. You're going to say, I get that. And I understand where you're at, but blood sugar, gut health, and inflammation take longer on some people, to heal from the inside out than it might somebody else. So you not posting is going to stop maybe your friend who could get results right away. Or you could say something like, don't you get that blood sugar, gut health, and inflammation affect 100% of people? Yes. Okay, well, post on social media something like this. I'm so excited to start these products my friend Amy told me about. She got off an antidepressant, lost 20 pounds, and is able to keep up with her 7 kids. I don't know if this is going to work for me. I've researched it. I think it's great, but who wants to try it with me? So you're not lying. Your people, when you let your people know that they don't have to say something like, I've lost 20 pounds and all this stuff, then they're okay with posting, who wants to try it with me? I don't even know what's going to happen. So get your people posting right away. And you have to be a little forceful and push people, because if you give them the option of not, they will choose not every time, because this is an awkward business. This is not easy, okay? This is awkward because it makes you get outside your comfort zone. It makes you think, oh, what's my friend going to think of me? Is she, and in your brain, you're playing all these scenarios of what people are thinking of you. Don't do that, because if my friend hadn't have approached me, I would not be where I'm at now. So you have to think that way. And I'm intimidating sometimes to people. So my friend is more of a wallflower that approached me. So I know she was scared. She's told me before, and I'm like, why? I needed this, but she didn't think I did. So just make sure you're getting your people sharing right away. That is going to be the key. If you can get them silver in the first week, tell them, think of 3 friends. Let's call them now. Let's get them on a 3-way message together. Put me in it. You don't have to do anything. Most of these people, they don't even know what blood sugar does or gut health does yet, because they just signed up. So you are going to be their teacher. It's called on-the-job training, and you're responsible for that. So make it easy. Just start 3-way messages with a couple people. When they get that first paycheck, they'll be stuck. They'll be with you. So thank you for having me, Phyllis. I feel like I could talk forever. So
thanks so much. That's how I feel too. I get started and I'm just like, blah, because of what it's doing. And I'm not at your level yet, but I'm heading there.
Oh yeah, you'll be.
So anyway, we, oh gosh, I got to plug in my thing real quick here. Sorry guys. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Yeah, thanks, Amy. I know Bob Heilig told us to embrace our weirdness, because what we're doing is not the normal thing, but just embrace it, because yeah, our families are more important than worrying about what other people think. So thanks, Amy, for joining us, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay, so hey guys, so thanks for all being here. Wasn't that great? I just love Amy. So this is what she's talking about. Like, Barbie and I spent 5, 6, 7 days with Amy on Maui. And these are the people that you will surround yourself with. And they are inspiring, and it's amazing. And, and it's just about finding the friends that will support you, because the other friends that aren't supporting you, Amy said it, they're just jealous, like anybody that's going to be negative or be a hater, right? And so it's more about their insecurities than what you're doing. So just keep doing what you're doing. And then I'm going to turn the time over to Barbie. So Barbie's going to share a little bit about what Bob Heilig taught us while in Maui. So we had the pleasure of being trained by Bob. And if you don't know who he is, you need to get on board with him. So good morning, Barbie.
Good morning. It's bright and early here in Hawaii. Aloha, you guys. I am excited to share with you what Bob taught us. I was very excited to meet Bob. I got to take a picture with him and hear from him live. And I joined, if you don't know who he is, he's your virtual upline. And he is just an inspiration and motivator to people in this type of business, in network marketing. So he doesn't just speak to Plexus people, he speaks to all network marketing people. And it's all about mindset and building a legacy. And I'm just gonna share a few tips that Bob gave us during our lecture when we were in Maui. And so basically, tip number 1 was, the meaning of life is to discover your gift, because we all have gifts, but the purpose of life is to give it away. So it's kind of even like building those relationships, right? And we need to decide whether we want to impress people or we want to influence them. And I know that when we build relationships, sometimes it can be hard, especially if you're more of an introverted and you don't like to be in the social scene, but our relationships will feed our business. And our fear, I know a lot, is that when we get close to people, they can see our flaws. And that's okay, because you know, we all have flaws. And it's really just developing those relationships, letting people see our flaws, knowing that we're human. We all have them. And so you can look and say, oh, I'm going to better myself in that way. And that's kind of like what he led into tip number 2, was to focus on the thing. Don't focus on the things you need to do, because that can be overwhelming, and start focusing on the person you need to be. So the self-development. So kind of like back to, you know, if you're in a close relationship and you're fearful of what people are going to think, or then look at yourself. What are your motives? What are you doing? And if you have the flaws that we have, we can work on them when we can better ourselves. That's what we have. We have this life to every day improve ourselves. And you can say, oh, yesterday I opened my mouth and I did this and I wish I wouldn't have. But you know what? Today's a new day and we can improve on that. So just to always be looking ahead, always to be working on ourselves, and everything else will fall into place. So don't get overwhelmed on like, oh, I need to do this and this and this and this and this. Just look within and build yourself within. And then and just to push through your fears, right? So as we're developing ourselves, we become better leaders. And as we push through our fears, then we're setting an example for other people to push through their fears. Because if we hold back and we're like, yeah, I don't know, then what are we showing other people? What are we even showing our kids? You know, like, oh yeah, I'm going to step out and I'm going to be brave in this because it's very uncomfortable. And like Bob says too, if you don't have fear, then you're really blah, like you're complacent. You're not moving forward. We need to have fear, and we need to break through those and be the example. And just help, and it does make us a better leader, and we feel more confident in that. So I think, you know, just really self-development and moving through those areas. And I really like the third tip that he does is creating a culture where everybody feels loved and appreciated. But at the same time, we need to work with the people that deserve our time. So as you guys start to build your teams, you will notice that you'll have somebody on your team and you think, oh my goodness, they would be rock stars at this. They're such people persons. I know that they would love be able to share this and really like develop and help other people, but their fear is holding them back, right? And they don't, and as much as you want it for them, they're not gonna move forward because they don't want to. And so he talks about the 80-20 rule. And basically it's only 20%. So no matter how big your team is, whether it's here or here, 20% are going to be your runners. 20% are going to be committed in doing this with you. 80% are going to be talkers, and you may constantly trying to motivate them, and they act like they verbalize that they want to, but their actions show nothing. So you really have to focus on your time and your energy on the 20% that deserve it. And he talks about how to tell if someone's a 20%er. And he says there's 4 C's. So 4 C's to look for in a person on your team. And it's chemistry. The first C is chemistry. Do they have a positive attitude? Do you work well together? The second one is character. Can you trust them? Do they have integrity? Are they going to be people, relationship builders and trustworthy? So chemistry, character. Are they coachable? When you set forth something in them and you give them the work to do, or you set out the IPAs, are they following it? Are they following your instructions? Are they doing what you've set out and taken the time to put for them? And then also the fourth C is commitment. So same thing, are they coachable, and you put those out? Are they committed? What are their actions? Because people, you guys, they like to talk, or they're like, yeah, I want to. I've got a few people that they talk about it, but they let their fear hold them back. And we really need as we grow, because we're busy people, right? Like that's one of the things people say that they won't share for, is because they're just so busy, or they don't have time for this. They already work, and we're all busy. But when we have something that we want, we go for it. So if you want it, you'll make the time for it. And that's the beautiful thing too, is that we can work this in the nooks and crannies. So sometimes I'm standing in line at the grocery store and I'm messaging people back. So you can make all those little nooks and crannies, you know, they all add up. 5 minutes while I'm waiting to pick up my kids at school. I get there 10 minutes early sometimes, and I'm in my car working the business on my phone while I'm waiting to pick up my kids. Kids get in the car, boom, phone's away, and all those little things add up to, you know, if you did 1 hour of IPA intentional work every day, 1 hour, you could build a business, and you could be a diamond. Like Amy said, you know, she's got 7 kids. She's homeschool mom. Like but she still made time, and she still made it work. So you look for the 4 C's, because that's something that Bob really hit on a lot, was that, you know, you can't drag the people along, you know, you can't drag them along, and you just keep developing yourself, and and then the people that you are on your team, you work with those that want to develop themselves. So you can't drag people along, even when you see it. And don't give up on them. Still love them. I'm not saying, like, you know, because honestly, we do all of this because we love people, right? Because we want to help them. So still love those, but if they don't want to build the business and you know they could rock it, you just got to love them, and maybe eventually they'll come along. Even like Gaby, who's on here, right? Gaby, she was 9 months before she actually, and I knew 100% Gaby could rock this business. But Gaby had a lot going on, and she did not like, I don't know if it was her belief that she couldn't or that it wasn't possible. But 9 months later, she's there, and I kept throwing her little nuggets here and there, like, and trying to encourage her along. So I'm just saying that just because they don't off the gate, yeah, you tell them to share, you know, and if they don't want to post on social media, like me, I didn't want to post. It took me almost 3 months before I posted on social media, because I was so fearful of what people would think. I didn't want to be that girl that was selling. I was the biggest skeptic when I came into this. I didn't want to, I never been involved in a network marketing, and I had a negative concept of it. So I did not want to be that person. I was very fearful of what people thought. And it's so funny because until I got into this, I never realized how much I do care what people think. Like, I kind of had a surface attitude of like, whatever. But honestly, it mattered to me. It very much mattered to me. And that was something I had to get over and work through and bust out of. And I got the worst of it, right? Like, I totally lost my job of teaching at the studio I was working at. And, you know, negative things happened, but you know, it didn't stop me. I could have let it stop me. Gaby could have let it stop her. Like, but we didn't. We pushed through it, and we became better and stronger. And those people, like Amy said, they won't be laughing for long, and it's all out of jealousy. It's all out of jealousy, or they have an alternative motive, right? So I just wanted you guys, I do believe that this is an assignment from above, that we were given this opportunity, and we can take it and run with it as far as we want to. I'm going to the top. I'm going to the top, and I am going to give my husband the relief of not having financial like overhead, that we can take vacations without having to worry about the money of it, that we can tell our daughters, have a smoothie at the pool and not worry, oh, it's $10 for a smoothie, you guys need to share one, you know, like we can, to be able to do those things, to be able to give to charities, to be able to help and have that extra is amazing. Like it's amazing. So, you know, I think that as we discover and we face our fears and we process through and we discover our purpose in life, then it just becomes natural, and we to like just share it, and you're sharing and you're caring, you're not selling, and it is all about relationships. So just work through those fears, and that's what Bob really teaches about. If you have never heard any of him, his messages. You can find him on Facebook, and he does have a lot on YouTube. And Bob Heilig, your virtual upline. He's great. It's very beneficial.
Awesome, Barbie. Thanks so much. I just wanted to say, yeah, when we use the word busy, like what are we really talking about? You mentioned that. And so I wanted to just say that I've been watching Mel Robbins as another person you guys can look for. It's a girl. She's a girl. And she says that she is changing the word busy in her life to being productive. And so if you think about like, what am I doing that's making me busy? Like, look at those things. And is there something that you can just say, let me just cut those things out of my life so I can be a little more productive and, and make some money instead of just being busy with some non-essential things. So, okay. So now I'm going to turn the time over to Egan. Egan, if you're still there with us, I'm going to unmute you. Are you still there, Egan?
Yeah, I'm here, but I had to start driving.
Okay. Are you able to share, or we could try this another time? I want you to be safe.
Let's try another time.
Okay. All right. Okay. No problem. I'm going to I'll just finish us up this morning with, let me see, with some basic things that I came up with for like, how do we start our month? Like, how do we work this business? Right. So, oh, that's nice. Look at this. We have some more time today on Zoom. I just got a sweet little note. It says we remove the 40-minute time limit on your first group meeting. All right. Well, we're not going to keep you much longer, I promise. But that's exciting. Okay. So I spoke with Brooke yesterday, and she's been my girl. She's been helping me to stay on track too, right? Because like Barbie said, we are not perfect. We are all human. If we were perfect, we'd all be diamonds in, 6-7 months, like some of these guys, but we're a work in progress. So, all right, when you start your month, or even just ending your month, where you're at right now, there's some things you guys can still do in the last 2 days of this month to really work your business and finish strong. So you just never want to quit. Like, you want to be productive, right? We're not going to be busy. We're going to be productive. So throughout the month, you want to look at least weekly in your back office. I want you guys to get comfortable with that back office and not ignore it, or if I just don't look at it, it'll go away and my points will just automatically grow. They don't do that. We have to be proactive, right? So number one, check for any credit cards that have declined. You guys, that's in one of the columns. If you look at the very end, it'll say CC declined. If that's happening, it's important that you let them know right away, because sometimes that's just because, like, I don't know if you guys notice when you sign people up, sometimes their credit card's going to decline or expire in like a few months. So you want to just reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed your credit card, there was a problem with your credit card processing this month. Are you aware of that? They actually have to call customer service to create that order for themselves. There's nothing we can do to help them with that because it is sensitive information. So look at your credit cards that decline, like at least weekly. You need to be watching for those and reach out immediately. The other one is check your PV. So Brooke just told me this. Let me get rid of that. Brooke just told me that there's a little tile, and I did not know that. There's a little tile that you can click on, and it says PV, and it'll say 1 to 99 in your points and rank. So you go to points and rank in your virtual office, click on that little tile. There's like 3 tiles there, the middle tile, and that's where you're going to see all your people ordering 1 to 100 PV. So if your team is small, that's going to be easy to just look and see. But as your team grows, you're going to need to start sorting this. So when you see that, it'll list, it'll bring up just those people on your screen. And then you can click across the top. There's little, little words. You're going to click PV. And you're going to click PV until it gives you the highest amount of PV from the top down. And so the highest PV is great, right? Anybody ordering over 100. But as you scroll down, boom, that's where you're going to start to see your people 99, 95, 75, 25. So those are the other people you want to reach out to. And you want to just say, hey, how's it going? How are you liking the products? And then remember their story and reach out to them again and say, hey, I remember you were interested in weight loss. How's that going? Oh my goodness, we have some other great items. Can I recommend something for you? And then what we're doing now is we even have a new, I don't know if you guys saw, we have new welcome packs. They've gotten rid of the double welcome packs. So we no longer can say we have a double welcome pack, which is good because, right, they were just loading up with 2 months worth of stuff. And so that's good. But we have a welcome pack that's lean, block, and slim. And so if people are all about just wanting to get signed up for weight loss, then maybe we need to just say, maybe we don't set them up on the triplex right away. Maybe we just start them up on the slim, block, and lean. So just really listening and paying attention to what they talked about, keeping those little notes so that you can go back when they start to fall below 100 PV and make those recommendations. And then the other thing is we want to look for subs that are off. That means subscriptions that are off, right? If somebody's just ordered, so Brooke went through my back office. There's 17 people that ordered by July 31st that do not have subscriptions on. And so that is devastating to me because it's you guys didn't even give it 2 months, So if we can go back to those guys, and I'm asking you guys to do that, is go through your back office, see whose subscription's off, especially last month, we have 7 on our team that didn't reorder this month, and they joined as ambassadors last month. So they paid the $34.95 and they didn't even make it 30 days on the product. So to me, that's the first person I would reach out to say, hey, what's going on? Maybe their credit card declined, or there's something we just missed in the follow-up with them. But definitely those are people to reach out to because remember, we need 3 to 6 months. I just had somebody text me this morning. She goes, I've been on the products for 7 months now. And she was somebody that was not losing weight, wasn't losing weight. But she is a healthcare professional. So she knew that her body had some things that were going on and she knew she'd need to give it time. Well, now she's just gave me this list of all these great things that she's noticed. And she says, I really feel like my body has detoxed. And so I said, amen, sister. That's exactly what's happened. She has lost 7 pounds now. Let's see, oh my goodness, I could just hit her little text here. It was awesome. And I was like, this is amazing. It's not letting me I just want to grab it. It was beautiful. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to read this to you because this is what makes me happy. Here we go. I just asked her, could you be more specific? So she said, some of this might sound a bit odd, but she's been doing some EMDR trauma work at the same time. So she said she felt like this cleanse overall helped her cleanse some additional old emotional stuff. So that is in the psychotherapy world, it was just a cleanse emotionally that way. She said she's lost 7 pounds and she does feel like she's carrying her weight differently is what she said. She said, my yoga commitment has been 100%. I'm playing racquetball again, hiking more regularly, and not having as many cravings. This was something else too that I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Other people say I've lost with food, either it's a craving or they just don't like something anymore. She said, I lost my interest in meat in general. Very odd for me. I still eat an occasional burger or chicken, but it's very rare and not much inflammation. So these are huge things to celebrate. And when I get stuff like that 7 months in, when I've just been watching the person just praying that they would see some changes, it feels subtle, but when all of a sudden you're like, I've got this energy to do this exercise, when this person's even another 6 years older than me, it's that's huge. We really do say we're aging backwards, and that's exciting. So please just remember, I hope some of this fear that will help you overcome fear will be from the testimonies that you see and that and you have the confidence, and you just I wish we could have heard from Ian today, but we will save him from another time. But Gaby spoke last meeting, and it's just beautiful to hear the stories of real people right here in front of us on our team that are having amazing results. And I know you guys wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for that in your own lives too. And so just move forward with the confidence that these products work, that we have something beautiful in our hands, and reach out. So let me just see what else I had. Oh gosh, you guys, we have, I don't know if you're watching. I want you guys to just always stay plugged in, watch your texts that come across from Plexus. Like this morning, they sent a reminder that free shipping on all subscriptions greater than 145 PV. So that's something else you can share with your individual teams. So that's for us, and that is automatic on when we order 145 PV or more, it's going to be automatic. We don't have to type in a promo code or anything like that. So that might be a word you just put out to your team to say, hey, if you just bumped up your order by another product, you'll get free shipping on for this month. And it gives them a chance to try something new. Let's see. We have incentives going the end of this month. At least I do for my team. Brooke's offering down to my level 1s. I've extended that to my 2s and 3s. So this is the time to rock those incentives silly so that you can, we have 2 people that could rank up this weekend if they work those incentives. I have another person, they're at 65 points, but they could rank gold by just pushing a little bit more. And so, again, you got to throw the fear out the window and just go for it. And so, so something you guys could say to your people is, my sponsor and I are doing a special. We're offering X amount of dollars off. I know you've ordered the triplex. So this is the people that maybe have just ordered this month, but we want to get them over 100 PV so you can get those 5 points for them. I know you've ordered the triplex. Would you like to add some other products at this reduced price? So you just have to always be creative, thinking outside your box of like, how can I help my people to fall in love with these products? Because if we're just signing them up for the triplex only and not adding or at least telling them about some other products that would benefit them, we're doing them a disservice, because we have way more than just the triplex. The triplex for me changed my life in a month, but it doesn't necessarily do that for other people. So I would just really get familiar with our products that we have in the back office. Our virtual office now is full of some awesome information with videos, shareables, and things like that you can just simply copy paste. We have a minute 30-second video on the triplex and a minute 30-second video on the microbiome. That should be going to all your new people or anybody that's interested. So you just have to go into the back office and find those. It's really easy. So let me look and see here. Really. So, okay. Thanks, Barbie. So you filled in the incentive there from Brooke. So if you in my team, I put it all over Business Builders. So my additional incentive is in Business Builders bonus or Business Builders group thread. I've also put it in my Army of Diamonds thread, so you guys can check that out. But this is the time to grow. When we have incentives, like, use them. Like, I can't mince words here. I'm just going to say, use it to explode and grow and reach your dreams, right? Because Amy, you don't get there if you're just sitting there hoping for your dreams. You get there when you're working for your dreams. So I see that in all of you, and I'm excited for our future. And if there's any questions, you guys go for it. Let us know. Anything you guys want to ask? Any questions? And let me see, Egan is on his phone. Let me just see if I can get him off. No, I can't do that. All right. If that is it, then we will see you guys soon. Love you all. I hope you found this beneficial, and love you.
Aloha.
Aloha.